Hey everyone, welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore and our Human Paladin. I appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you are all doing well. Today we are back in the Red Ridge Mountains. We'll be starting with the Shadowhide Knolls to the east, and then the Blackrock Orcs to the north. Let's not waste any time and get right into it. Heading up the hill a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and make a right here, which will send us down this path. Might run into some wildlife along the way as we pass through Alder's Mill. This is actually a really cool place. Maybe we should take a look at the mill a little bit closer. Oh wow, yeah, tons of practice lockboxes. You know, I do think I remember this now. So this must be where Alliance rogues go to practice their pickpocketing, or their lockpicking. That's the right word. Whereas the Horde end up going to Ratchet, which I've always found to be a lot cooler. You go onto a pirate ship and practice on all of their broken lock boxes. Alright, so we're going to ignore the orcs that are on the hill here, right outside of Stone Watch. Looks like some of the ones that are on top of the hill there are not elite, at least. So if we do pull them, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But as we move right past the tower, we should start stumbling upon the knolls here in the north. And we're going to be very careful here. We had a lot of problems with this area back when we had our druid. But as long as we're careful, I think we'll be okay. Getting hit with a lot of poison so far. It's definitely chewing away at our mana, but it definitely hurts at 13 points of damage a tick. And it lasts for quite a long time, so we're going to want to purge that whenever it comes up. These stray gnolls kind of in the back here are definitely ideal for us. Once we start getting closer to their camps, they're all going to be bunched up together. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to collect our pendants. Speaking of which, that was our first pendant, so it is pretty rare. I don't know if the brutes also drop them, but I think we'll kill everything anyway. It doesn't hurt to get a little bit of extra experience on any green enemies that we can stumble across. So we'll see what we can get through today. The Solomon's Law and Blackrock Bounty are the only two quests that I'm really concerned about. Once those are done, we're going to head back to Stormwind to turn in that Dust Devil debris that we picked up in the last episode. And then I think we are heading back to Ashenvale. We're going to head back to Kalimdor for a bit. I'm sure we'll have at least 2 episodes over there, but it's possible there might even be a third. There's probably going to be a lot of running around for those quests, especially since I'm a little bit unfamiliar with Ashenvale up to a certain point. So we do have some Slayers here, level 25. We have to be careful with these types of enemies. I believe any enemy that holds the Slayer title in its name has an execute ability, so if they get us to a low enough point, they're basically going to one-shot us. So just to be safe, if we're facing off against any of these guys, let's just make sure that we don't dip below, let's say, like 40% of our health, just to be on the safe side. I didn't realize how many of these gnolls were hiding amongst the trees and patrolling around the valley. There's quite a lot, and they kind of blend into the surroundings quite a bit. We'll start using our bandages again, since we've got plenty of wool cloth to get through. Should allow us to be a little bit more efficient with our mana. Oh, interesting. Behind these thick bushes, we've got kind of another little area we can go down. Don't remember actually seeing this before. It's kind of hidden away, I suppose. Let's go check it out. I'm really glad that we don't have to go too far deep into the valley, more northeast. That's when everything becomes significantly more confined and difficult. Oh, there is a camp down here, so let's just be careful. I have to hug the right side of this tree here. Looks like we pulled another one that we didn't see. Yes, we've been getting some hyper spawns here. This is a cool little spot. If it wasn't infested with these Shadowhide Knoll, then it would be a pretty nice little hiding spot slash getaway. Alright, so that was our 9th Shadowhide pendant. We just need one more, and we picked up a glowing Shadowhide pendant, which starts a level 15 quest, interestingly enough. You hear a disembodied voice. Do not be alarmed. I am Theocritus. Theocritus? I'm going to go with Theocritus, High Mage of Tower Azora in Elwyn Forest. The pendant you are holding is a method of communication between Shadowhide Knolls and their master Morgeth. Through months of research, I believe I too can communicate through these pendants. If you can hear this message, then my spell was a success. Bring this pendant and I will reward you for the service. Alright. Bring the faded Shadowhide pendant to Theocritus the Mage. The Mage Tower of Azora. Yeah, so we couldn't find too much use for that Mage Tower when we explored it ourselves. There was a book or two, I believe, within the tower that we read through, but apart from that, there wasn't too much to it, but I guess we've got this to bring to him. Our reward is a Restoring Bomb, which can heal 180 damage over 12 seconds. That's not too much anyway, but I'm going to consider this as sort of a buff that we're probably not allowed to utilize. But we'll see what else Theocritus wants. Maybe there will be some sort of follow-up to this quest. I think that would be really cool. It is, of course, a bit out of the way, for sure, because I believe it's close to the border of Red Ridge and Elwyn. It might actually be, I'm not really sure, it's probably pretty equal distance between Lakeshire and Goldshire. And there is our final Shadowhide pendant. Let's go ahead and leave the valley here, and we will head back towards Lakeshire. We'll turn right on the road leading up to the Burning Steps. And then I believe the champions and the other Blackrock orcs should be up in this area. Looks like these spiders are only around level 20, so I don't think we're going to be pulling too much. Looks like we grabbed a couple here. You know what, maybe we should just stand and fight just to be on the safe side. Don't want to be too risky and grab a bunch of stuff. Actually hit quite hard, surprisingly. Alright, looks like we made it back to the main road. Just up ahead, we should see a couple of banners. Yep, there we go. You can see a renegade already. We've dealt with a few of those before, but in the southeastern part of the region. Go ahead and enter the valley. I think it might be called Render's Valley, maybe? I seem to remember that from before. We have to remember that most of these Blackrock orcs are going to enrage after a certain point. That's definitely going to be good to know because this is a yellow quest to us. So we will be dealing with yellow level enemies at some point. Render's Camp. Looks like we've got two of these guys next to each other, hiding behind the trees. I feel a little bit uneasy about this one. If things seem to be a little bit too dangerous when we're a little bit deeper into the valley, we might opt to skip this one for now. This seems like a pretty dangerous area. Oh, we did just pull two at once. This might actually get a little weird. Oh man, yeah, I don't know about this. Let's try to backtrack. Seems like we're faster, which is good. It looks like we shaked off one of them. This one still wants us. Okay, I think we're safe. Yeah, let's go ahead and skip this one. I can... Oh god, it's like Shadow is still there. This one is clearly too much for us right now. just to get inside is even too difficult. So we'll come back when we're, honestly, probably when we're like 30 or something like that. 29 at the very least. Got to be able to take on 2 of these guys at once. Yeah, we are not going to die today, boys. Not going to happen. I don't know why I like opening my talent window every once in a while. It's like just to make sure I didn't somehow accidentally spend a talent point. But nope, all 18 of them are still there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and turn this quest in. Let me see. I can't forget about the Tower of Althalax. I can't believe we still have this quest, but I think it's now... The remainder of that quest now resides within Ashenvale. Yeah, so we're going to turn this one in and we'll fly to Stormwind so we can turn in the Dust Devil debris. And yeah, maybe we'll take a nice relaxing walk through Elwyn over to the Tower of Azora to turn that other quest in. We'll see if it leads anywhere else.
How are you? See you later.
Hello.
Hello, Bailiff Conacher.
Have a good one.
The Court of Lakeshire recognizes your commitment to justice, Sedelian. By enforcing the laws of the kingdom, you have helped uphold the justice of the land.
See you around.
Thank you. Another 15 silver. We're at 3 gold, 23 silver at the moment, which is pretty good. I think we're progressing nicely. Maybe, let's see, what were these quests again?
What can I do for you?
Oh, that's right, for Yowler. I don't think we're going to want to do that. Just double check some of these. Some of these I'm just going to leave alone entirely. We've got... Yeah, we'll leave these alone too. Redridge has a lot of dangerous quests. Like half of the... It feels like half of the quests that you can pick up here involve like the Stonewatch Keep, or they involve a named NPC that, you know, might not be an elite enemy, but, you know, I think like Yowler's in like the back of a cave, or... you know, then you have like Fangor, who's surrounded constantly by 3 or 4 enemies at the least. And it's all just too much. And then, of course, you got the escort quest in the back of the cave up north. So we're going to leave a lot of that behind, considering our restrictions. We've got plenty of other quests in plenty of other zones to do. So let's get, we'll turn some quests in while we're still here in the Eastern Kingdoms, and then we will head back to Kalimdor to take on Ashenvale and Stone Talon. Stone Talon actually has a gray quest for us that we have to turn in at Ratchet once it's complete, which is fine. I'm okay with doing that, but we still got to make sure that we get that done. And originally I was going to wait until level 28 to check out our level 30 abilities, but I think I'm going to do it right now. We're going to be coming up on quite an expensive run of things that we need to purchase. And I want to make sure that we're prepared ahead of time for what we're going to have to save up to get the required abilities. So we'll see how much that is, and then we're going to have to budget in our new shield at level 29, a new weapon at 31, at least one of the new weapons, and then a ton of stuff at level 32. A bunch of armor, a new shield. So between level 30, really between level 29 and 32, we're going to have lots of upgrades. Hello, Grayson. Yeah, so at level 28, we're just looking to spend 81 silver potentially on exorcism. We don't, like, super need this one, like, right away if we don't want to get it, but I feel like it's good enough to warrant picking it up, even if we're not going to run into too much undead. We're going to probably head back to Duskwood at some point around level 30 anyway, and we're not going to be picking up whatever the next rank of exorcism is until much later. So level 30, we're going to have, let's see, every ability costs 1 gold, so that is good to know. That's very expensive. We've got Holy Light, we've got Lay on Hands. Now, Lay on Hands simply, I'm trying to think of what this is actually going to do. It looks like new upgrades of this simply restore mana as well, and I think we're going to want that for sure. And I'm assuming this drains the mana first and then restores some amount afterwards. I actually think that's going to be required. So Holy Light we can actually wait on because Flash of Light is what we end up using more of anyway. Holy Light is just like some kind of a nice to have at this point, honestly. So we're going to want Lay on Hands for sure. Seal of Light is interesting. Grants melee attacks a chance of healing. So in theory, we would use Seal of Light and then switch back to Righteousness for damage. It would cost us a lot of mana, but we'd be able to like heal a little bit. But let's just say Lay on Hands is definitely the only required bit from the Holy Tree. From Protection, Shadow Resistance Aura is useless. Devotion Aura is required for sure. Divine Intervention is something we will never pick up. This kills you. So let's not pick that up. So, but we definitely need Devotion Aura. So that is now 2 gold at level 30. And then Retribution, I'm pretty sure it's nothing. Seal the Crusader, I've still been reluctant to pick it up. I just don't feel like we need it. Especially if we're going to stick with a sword and shield. I really want to stick with sword and board, I think, for the majority of the playthrough. We'll eventually pick up a 2-handed mace, an upgraded one, when we're like 31 or so. We can do that, but we'll probably wait on it. It'll probably be the last thing that we actually pick up. And then otherwise, there's not going to be anything until level 32, so... Alright, so not too bad. So it looks like we're going to need 2 gold for level 30. So we're going to need essentially like around 3 gold total between 28 and 30, so which is exactly what we have right now. So I feel pretty comfortable being able to pick up that shield at level 29. Let's see what this quest is. That's probably for Nomergon. Let's leave that one alone. or something similar. But yeah, I feel pretty confident now. Let's I'm gonna go into Righteous Plates real quick and just check to see how much that shield costs.
Looking for something specific?
Hello, Augustus. So our next set of gear is going to be the augmented chain gear, which is going to be at level 32. These are so expensive. Like every piece is over a gold or like just about a gold. But there's 2 shields here, so we can get a metal buckler at level 29 for a gold 8 silver. That's pretty expensive. And then a gold 45 for the heavy shield, which is going to come at 32 along with all the other armor that we're going to be picking up.
See you later.
That's quite a lot. And we have to think about our one-handed sword at level 31, which is going to come from Honest Blades in Old Town. And I have no idea how much that's going to cost. A one-hander should, in theory, be quite a bit cheaper than a two-handed mace. But I'm not sure. And I'm not going to head over there just to check it out just yet. We're actually not too far into level 27 at the moment. We still got plenty to go. So hopefully, between now and level 30, we can accumulate quite a bit of gold.
What can I do for you?
Hello, Colin. Devils in
See you
Westfall.
around. Have a good one.
Allow me just a few moments and I shall have your scroll ready for you.
See you later.
This should only take a moment. Special delivery for Gaxum. Here you are, Sedelian. This should do nicely. Please give my regards to Gaxum when you next see him. I look forward to hearing about this adventure when it sees its completion. Farewell. Bring the scroll of messaging back to Gaxum Rustfizzle in Stone Talon. I shall do that. All right, let's get out of here. Alright, so the plan now is to take a nice walk towards the Tower of Azora. We've been in quite a few dangerous situations at the beginning of today's episode, so it'll be nice to kick back a little bit. It's always nice to revisit our starting zone. And Elwyn Forest certainly does it more than any other starting zone out there, for sure. Probably just has a lot to do with the fact that Blizzard certainly gave the humans a lot more love than the other races due to time constraints. But, someday it would be nice to get some extra quests that kind of flow through the other starting zones as well. It feels nice to have to go back to Elwyn, even when you are far past the level range to everything in the zone. Passing through Goldshire now. On our way towards the Eastvale logging camp. And right before the camp we should see the tower. Hope you guys have been enjoying the series so far. We are getting very close to where we were with the druid. For anybody that has watched the self-made druid. We died at level 29. We were getting pretty close to level 30 if I'm not mistaken. And I learned a lot of lessons from that, especially the what not to do as far as quests are concerned, and we are definitely not going to go through the same quest that killed us with that druid. But let me know how you guys have been enjoying this one. The challenge, the Ironman challenge is pretty close to self-made challenge. The druid definitely, I feel like, had a little bit more tools to work with. But being a leather wearer, we also certainly took a lot more damage when we were dazed or stunned. Didn't have too much time to react. I feel like we've been a little bit bulkier as a paladin. Alright, and I can see the tower in the distance. Let's see what Theocritus has for us. Alright, inside the tower we go. I imagine our guy's going to be at the top. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about this really cool scrying orb here.
King's honor, friend.
Oh, there's interesting. There's a quest here that I guess we missed at some point. Take the glyph of Azora to the lion statue near the Tower of Ilgalar in Redridge. Huh. Who lives in the Tower of Ilgalar? I mean, I don't know if I want to go there if Morganth lives there. This is a gray quest to us now, it looks like. At least I would imagine.
Be careful.
You have my gratitude, Sedelian. I sent that message to the Shadowhide Pendants weeks ago, and had believed it a failure. But it seems the spell did reach at least some pendants, after a significant delay. In time, I hope to learn how to send an attack through the pendants, to immobilize any Shadowhide gnolls who wear them. But before that is possible, I'm afraid that much more research is required.
Go with honor, friend. Light bless you.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it would be a great quest to us, but I suppose we can pick it up for now. If we have to drop it, we will. I've never seen this quest before, so... My rival Morganth is a vicious mage of great power who lives in the Tower of Ilgalar in Redridge. I have developed a means of spying on him, the Eye of Azora, can now view him from afar. But to study his thoughts, I require further aid. If you are willing, then take my glyph of Azora to the Tower of Ilgalar. Place it upon the lion statue near the tower. When this is done, the power of Azora will grant visions of Morganth's future plans.
Or the Alliance.
You can take this. Let's take a look at the Eye of Azora again. So this must be the tower. It's right behind Stonewatch Keep. Yeah, and you can kind of look around. Alright, so the lion statue must be around that tower. I think we can do that the next time we are in Red Ridge. It'll be definitely out of the way, and I'm not so sure that we can actually even complete the quest chain to begin with, just because I would be pretty terrified to go inside that tower, and I would have to think that Morganth is going to be either heavily guarded, or he's going to be like an elite or something like that. Unfortunately, we have to carry around this item in our inventory too, so that's not ideal, but I suppose we're just going to have to live with it.
What can I do for you?
Let's sell the restoring bombs. I'm not going to allow myself to use them. And with that, let us get back to Kalimdor. I can see the boat over there. Don't think we're going to make it, but that's okay. We're not in a super rush. And then we got to figure out what we want to do. Stone Talon Mountains is a weird one because we've got, like, on one hand, like a gray quest and a green quest to complete over there. And then on the other hand, there's also like yellow quests that we're not ready to deal with yet, so it's just kind of awkward. But that might be what we do first. Maybe we return to Gaxum because he's going to have some stuff for us to do within the Windshear Crag. And that area is definitely going to start to become gray to us soon. So maybe we take on Stone Talon first and whatever we can do there. And then I think, similar to what we did with Darkshore and even Duskwood, I think we're going to have a bit of a marathon in Ashenvale coming up, where we've got, a solid 2 to 3 episodes, maybe even more, and just power through as much as Ashenvale as we can before returning to either the Wetlands or Duskwood. Let's get this flight going, and we're going to go to Astronar. Maybe for... Well, yeah, I guess we'll spend the rest of the episode just getting over to where we need to be. Maybe we can just get the run to Stone Talon Peak out of the way, just so we can collect that flight path. And that would give us a pretty good stopping point, too, because there hopefully should be an inn there that we can rest up, get some more rested experience from, and then we can head south from there and take on all the quests that we need. We've got to report back to Gaxum, of course, and Ziz Physics as well, both right near the Windshear Crag. The deep moss spider eggs are going to be within the Sashir Canyon, which is towards the middle of the zone, and then the pride wings around Merkfallen Lake for the venom sacs. We'll see what the follow-ups are, but I think we should get all of that done pretty quickly, if I had to guess. We are landing back in Astronar now. Our quest log is still very full. 19 of 20.
Hello.
Hopefully we can fix that. Yeah, because we still have a quest here. So we'll have to make sure that we pick up any additional quests that might still be here in Astronar. We probably had to drop them at a certain point. Let's get out of here. We'll head back to the Talon Deep path. And we'll see how much time it takes. I'd like to get up to the peak. And at least pick up the flight path. I've explored the peak quite a lot in previous playthroughs. And there isn't much to it, unfortunately. I always make the comment every time I go there in my recordings that it needs more. If Classic Plus were to ever be a thing, they need something else. The Alliance needs something else to do up there, because that flight path is pretty much used a single time, and that is to essentially run down to Nigel's Point in Desolace for the first time. That's like the only reason you pick up that flight path. Otherwise, there's not much up there. There aren't any vendors that like supply some sort of like special profession-based recipes or anything like that. They really should just put up a vendor up there that has something specific to a profession. I think it would be cool to, even if it's not much, you know, it's a reason to want to go to the peak. You know, for more than just maybe like the one or two quests that you can get there. There's just not enough to do. Let's see where we're at right now. Looks like we can just head straight south here. I've actually never taken this path before. Let's see where this path takes us. we should be heading in the right direction here. Yeah, it looks like it might be too far of a run, so I might stop right inside the Talon Deep path. We do have a lot of quests that we can do on our way up to the Stone Talon Peak, so might just be better to stop in front of the path, and then we'll pick that up, because I guess we'll take a quick look around Stone Talon Peak too while we're up there, because while I have explored it before, I haven't paid attention to see if there were any like books to be read or anything. Let's head inside. And we have made it through the path. And guys, I think that is going to do it for me for today. Let's take on the Stone Talon Mountains in the next episode. Hopefully we can get through most, if not all of it, at least the green and gray quests that we have to complete. In any case, as always, I appreciate you all so much for watching. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more. I hope to see you back here in Stone Talon. Take care.